After 5 seasons with the LA Clippers, Paul George has made the decision to move on, and he has signed a 4-year contract with the Philadelphia 76ers. Now, let's just get this out the way right now. The Sixers have had a fantastic offseason so far. In addition to signing Paul George, they've been able to retain KJ Martin, Kyle Lowry, and Kelly Oubre, and have added Caleb Martin, Eric Gordon, and Andre Drummond. Pretty much every single one of those pieces being quality role players meant to complement the main core of Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, and now Paul George. So I wanted to talk about the basketball side of this signing for a bit before getting into the reason why this video is titled what it is, because I swear this dude Paul George just says words sometimes. Real quick, be sure to drop a like. It only takes a second and it really does make a huge difference to how the video performs, so I would really appreciate that. But in terms of the actual basketball conversation, this is going to be a very interesting team. The Sixers now have another really great scoring option to fall back on when they need it. PG is coming off of perhaps his most efficient season of his career, averaging 23 points, shooting 47% from the field, 41% from 3 on 8 attempts a game, 91% at the free throw line, true shooting percentage of 61%, and doing so while playing 74 games, which was his first time breaking the 70 game mark since his last season with OKC back in 2019. And being a player that provides you with that type of offensive production, as well as what he provides on the defensive end, it is going to be very interesting to see what type of player he's going to be on this team, because I feel like he's not going to have as big of a role offensively as he's had over the last decade, where he was the first option in Indiana, bouncing back and forth between first and second option in OKC, and the same thing with the Clippers. Now, on pretty much any given night, he's going to be the second option at most, or even the third option on some nights where Maxey has it going, which I think is going to give him more energy to focus on other areas of the game, mainly defense and rebounding, which I want to be clear was something that he said he would be doing when the Clippers added James Harden last season, and then he sort of complained about having to rotate so much on defense later in the season. But I digress. Overall, I feel like that's something that's going to take extra pressure off of him, because now he won't have as much responsibility. Because I mean, if this team were to fail, we're looking at Embiid, which makes sense being that he's an MVP caliber player and a consensus top 5 to top 3 player in the NBA every single season at this point. It is a little crazy that the Sixers are paying that much money for someone that will be a third option some nights, but in my opinion, I also feel like this was a move that they just had to make. In addition to Paul George just being the best available remaining player at the time, the Celtics are going to have the craziest payroll of all time in the next few seasons if they don't make any changes. The East is probably the most wide open that it's ever been post LeBron. Like, you really only have to worry about the Celtics and the Knicks. And Joel Embiid is already 30 years old, so your window is closing pretty quickly. But that sort of brings me to the title of the video, because Paul George essentially left an injury-prone #1 option to join another injury-prone #1 option. And while Embiid is the better player at this point in their careers, that point still stands. And with him getting older, that's probably going to be an issue that only gets worse as time goes on. It is worth noting that Embiid has played more games than Kawhi over the last 5 years, and there is the fact that his offensive responsibility will diminish with the addition of PG, but that is still a big thing to keep in mind. Again, this is a huge commitment for the Sixers, who are going to be paying Paul George an average of $53 million a year until he is 38 years old, with the hopes that it will result in a championship. And Paul George recently had a podcast where he detailed the move, but most importantly, the negotiation process with the Clippers and what went wrong. We watched this on stream, and even a day later, I am still completely blown away by how much he contradicted himself in these few minutes. So I'll leave y'all with this. Like I said, I heard clips of this, but I haven't actually seen it.
I never wanted to leave LA, right? Initially, I was not trying to leave LA. LA is home. This is where I wanted to finish at. I wanted to work as hard as possible to win one in LA. Like, that was the goal. As it played out, though, like, the first initial deal was, I thought, kind of disrespectful. And
oh, that's the 2 years, 60 million.
It's a business, like you said.
Okay, so I want to pause it right here, because I'm editing this part of the video right now, like a little bit after the actual stream. Dog, why does my hair look like this? Like, bro, like this is literally like right after. I can't even, I can't even recreate that if I tried. Like, I don't understand why it looked like every time I look back at the Streamlabs preview or whatever, it didn't look like that. I don't know. So I guess my hair just looks like the worst hairline of all time in this video. So that's just, I had to mention that because if I didn't, I knew I was going to get comments about it. So back to the video.
So the first initial deal was like 2 years, 60. So I'm like, whoa.
That's insane.
2 years, 60?
Hey, that's crazy, bro.
It definitely seems like they were trying to lowball him to try to get him to agree to something that maybe he shouldn't be. But at the end of the day, it's Paul George. Offering him Andrew Wiggins money is absolutely crazy. That's insane. What he ended up actually getting is insane too. But
you know, as we're continuing to negotiate as the season goes on, and mind you, this was probably like, this was started before the season started, so this was kind of like, I could be wrong on actual timing, but this was maybe like October-ish. And as we kept going, it was like, you know, they would go up, you know, inches to where it was like 44, 45. But this was like a couple months in between. I'm still like, nah, I'm not doing that. Then I hear wind of like, you know, what they're going to give Kawhi. So I'm like, just give me what Kawhi got. Like,
Right.
y'all view us the same. Like,
yeah, Kawhi got 3 years, 150. The Clippers owner building a new stadium. They should have paid Paul George to get butts in the seats. Hey man, they still got James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, who won't be there for half the year, but I digress.
so I'm like, you know what? I don't want, like, let's not even have no more conversations. Like, let's just play this year out. Cause it was starting to get into like my moves. I didn't want to have that energy carry over into the team.
On the court.
So, cause I could see it starting to bleed a little bit into the team. So I was like, man, let's just let this shit play out. Let me get to the end of this year and we'll discuss this again. We'll pick up, you know, conversations again. I finished healthy. 74 games played. Had one of my most efficient seasons. Now they bring it to 3 years.
Where we at?
150. So basically around what they gave Kawhi.
Okay.
It sucks that it had to get to this point, like that we couldn't get this figured out a lot sooner. But
Way early, right?
now we at the end of the year, 3 years, 150. So I'm like, all right, like now we're in a ballpark. You know what I mean? Now we can have conversation here. And again, it still wasn't about the money. Because when I went back to have the negotiation at the end.
Wait. Okay, so he just fucked up. Because his whole thing early in the season was that he what do you say? Like, as it got like months into the season, he just wanted the same thing that Kawhi got, which was 3 years, 150. So now he's saying that they offered him 3 years, 150, and his response was, okay, now the conversations can start. What? They offered him what he wanted. And now he's saying it's not about the money. Oh my God. This dude, bro, there's something always wrong. He tried to slide in a no trade clause. Honestly, if I'm Paul George, I feel like I should be getting more than Kawhi, considering Kawhi can't stay healthy for the playoffs. But all he said was he wanted to match Kawhi, so I don't even know what to think. He was asking for 4 years, 212, or 3 years, 150. Oh, okay.
It only makes sense for me to do 4 years, 212, right?
Yeah.
Like at least pay me my money.
He
If
just
y'all gonna trade me, then y'all gonna trade me. You know, granted, we didn't win while I was there, but luck has a lot to do with that. You know, we couldn't remain healthy as a unit, but I thought I did enough to earn that.
To earn that money.
But you know, it's a business. Like I won't take nobody's word if they can't put it in writing.
You literally got the offer you asked for, then came back. It was like, let me get a no trade clause. Yeah, I don't understand why even asking for a no trade clause, because I feel like teams nowadays are just terrified of even giving one out, especially now after seeing the whole Bradley Beal situation. Like 2020, when you really think, like 2020 was really their only chance. 2020, they blew a 3-1 lead with double-digit leads in games 5, 6, and 7. 2021, they finally break the conference finals curse, get to the conference finals, but then Kawhi isn't there. Paul George, granted, he had a fantastic series, but it just wasn't enough. 2022, everybody was hurt. They lost to Patrick Beverly in the play-in. We got an all-time meme out of it. 2023, yeah, everybody was injured again. It was literally just Russell Westbrook versus the Phoenix Suns. And then this season, I don't think anybody was, oh no, Kawhi got injured. He only played like 2 games, I think, that series. God.
That's why I had to stop the negotiations during the season. Because it was personal. Like, in all of this, that's why it's no love lost, no hard feelings. Like, if that's how y'all view me, fine. That's cool. Now I got to go somewhere else. It's nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm going to go where I'm appreciated at.
I understand, like, kind of what he's saying. The fact that it did take them that long, or as long as they did, to get to the offer they actually wanted. But the bottom line is still, they offered you exactly what you said you wanted. So this whole talk of, like, I'm going to go where I'm actually appreciated is, like, that's really strange to me.